Beverly Cleary by Leanne Flores. Beverly Cleary is an award-winning American writer of more than 30 books for young adults and children. She has sold 91 million copies of her books worldwide and has earned many prestigious awards for her books. Beverly Cleary is an only child to Chester and Mabel Bunn. Beverly was born on April 12, 1916 as Beverly Atlee Bunn in McMinnville, Oregon. For the first few years of Beverly's life, she lived in a large farmhouse in Yamhill, Oregon that lay on an 80-acre farm. This farm had been passed down from Beverly's grandfather to her father. Yamhill is a small town that is located a couple miles outside Portland, Oregon. It is such a small town that it did not have a library. Beverly's mom made arrangements with the Oregon State Library to have books sent to Yamhill. She acted as a librarian in a lodge room upstairs over a bank. It is here where Beverly grew a love for books. Beverly Cleary lived in Yamhill, Oregon up until she was 6 years old. She and her family had to move. The Bunns, like other farmers, borrowed money to buy land to farm due to the increased demand in crops during World War I. But after the war, the demand for crops dropped and left many farmers like Beverly's dad in debt, and the Bunns had to sell their farm. Beverly and her family then moved to Portland, Oregon, and it is here where Beverly attended grammar school and high school. Beverly attended Fernwood Grammar School. Growing up, Beverly Cleary struggled with reading and was assigned to the Blackbird reading group, which was the lowest group in her first grade class. But how could this be if her mother had been a school teacher and surrounded her with books since she was an infant? She mainly blamed her struggles with reading on her dissatisfaction with the books she was required to read. She also partly blamed it on having an unpleasant first grade teacher. Another thing was that the move from the farm life to living in the city took a toll on her. She got sick very often and missed a lot of school, which set her back in her schoolwork and reading skills. By the time she was in second grade, Beverly studied under one of her favorite teachers, and she had greatly improved her reading ability by the time she was in third grade. Beverly was 8 years old when she finally found a book that aroused her interest in reading. This book is called The Dutch Twins by Lucy Fitch Perkins. The Dutch Twins is a story about two ordinary children and their adventures. Beverly found happiness in reading this book. She read and read and read, and by the time it was bedtime, she had also read the book The Swiss Twins as well. Beverly recalls this as being one of her most exciting days of her life. This book opened the door for her to read more books for pleasure. Beverly became a frequent visitor to the library and soon began reading all the children's books in the library. Her grammar school librarian plays a great part in her life for developing Beverly's love for reading. She encouraged her to check out and read books that she could relate to. Beverly's librarian suggested that she should write for boys and girls when she grew up, and this idea appealed to Beverly greatly. After grammar school, Beverly attended the Ulysses S. Grant High School and graduated in 1934 at the age of 18. During the summer after Beverly graduated from high school, she moved to Ontario, California with her aunt and uncle. They offered to let her live with them so she could attend Chaffey Junior College, and without hesitation, Beverly took this chance. After attending Chaffey Junior College for 2 years, Beverly then enrolled in the University of California, Berkeley. She graduated from the University of California, Berkeley in 1938 with a bachelor's in English. While attending the University of California at Berkeley, Beverly learned about their librarian school, but a member of the staff treated Beverly poorly. This then influenced her decision to attend the School of Librarianship at the University of Washington in Seattle. In 1939, she earned a degree in librarianship and specialized in children's librarianship. After graduating from School of the Librarianship at the University of Washington in Seattle, Beverly was offered a job as a librarian in Yakima, Washington. She was a librarian there up until she married her husband. Beverly was attending college during the Great Depression, and it was very expensive. She worked through the university's cooperative education program to earn money. During her break from her chores at work, she found herself having a sandwich with a young gentleman named Clarence Cleary. In 1940, Beverly married Clarence Cleary and became Beverly Cleary. They had to elope because her Presbyterian parents did not approve of the union with Clarence since he was a Roman Catholic. After they got married, they moved to Oakland, California. Clarence and Beverly had twins named Marion Elizabeth and Malcolm James. Beverly worked as a post librarian at the Oakland Army Hospital during World War II. After the war, she got a job working at the Berkeley bookstore in the children's department. Being surrounded by many children's books, she was sure she could write a better book than some of the ones she saw there. After the Christmas rush was over, she decided that if she ever wanted to write, she better get started. Beverly came home and told her husband that she has to write a book. He replied by asking her how come she didn't. Cleary told him that it was because she never had any sharp pencils to write with. The next day, her husband, Clarence T. Cleary, came home with a pencil sharpener. Beverly began writing on January 2nd and since then began writing all her books on that same date. Her husband Clarence unfortunately died back in 2004. Beverly Cleary has written many books for children and young adults that have earned many awards. Beverly decided that she would write books she longed to read but wasn't able to find on the library shelves. Beverly's books relate to children, and they are funny stories about her neighborhood and the sort of children she knew. Her mother told her that the best writing is simple writing, but funny at the same time. In 1950, Beverly Cleary published a book called Henry Huggins. Henry Huggins is about a young boy who feels that nothing interesting ever happens to him. But as soon as a stray dog in the drugstore begs for a taste of his ice cream cone and downs it in one gulp, everything is different for Henry. Henry decided to keep his new dog friend and named him Ribsy. Before Henry can get home with Ribsy, all these interesting things happen. Henry spends all of his money, gets kicked off 3 buses, and enjoys a hair-raising ride in a police car. But this is only the beginning of Henry's exciting new life. Henry Huggins is the first book Beverly Cleary published and remains popular today. It received an award from the American Library Association as one of children's notable books. In 1984, Beverly's book, Dear Mr. Henshaw, won the John Newbery Medal. Dear Mr. Henshaw is about a lonely young boy named Leigh Botts who is troubled by the absence of his father. He lives with his mother and is the new kid at school. A mysterious thief steals from his lunch bag, which makes him very angry. Mr. Boyd Henshaw is Leigh Botts' favorite author, and after his teacher assigns a letter-writing project, Leigh chooses to write to Mr. Henshaw. After writing many letters, Mr. Henshaw's surprising answer changes Leigh's life. Dear Mr. Henshaw has also received other numerous awards such as the Garden State Children's Book Award from New Jersey, the Sequoia Children's Book Award from Oklahoma, the ALA Notable Children's Book, the Horn Book Fanfare, and the Christopher Award, just to name a few. Out of the Ramona series, the books Ramona Quimby, age 8, and Ramona and Her Father are Newbery Honor books. Ramona starts out in the Henry Huggins series as the pestering little sister of Henry's friend Beatrice, called Beezus by Ramona and her family. Ramona was given a larger role in the novel Beezus and Ramona. Both of these books have also earned other awards such as the IRA/CBC Children's Choice, the Garden State Children's Book Award from New Jersey, and the ALA Notable Children's Book. These are just to name a few. Also out of the Ramona series came a motion picture in 2010 called Ramona and Beezus. It is based on the book about Ramona and her older sister Beezus. Beezus tries to be patient with her little sister, but it is hard to when Ramona is, well, Ramona. The movie stars Selena Gomez as Beezus and Joey King as Ramona. Ralph S. Mouse, Henry and Beezus, Mitch and Amy, Socks, Ellen Tedbits, Otis Spotford, Petey's Bedtime Story, Two Dog Biscuits, Leggy Maggie are just a few of the many other books Beverly Cleary has written. Beverly Cleary has won many other awards, such as the American Library Association's in 1975 Laura Ingalls Wilder Award, the Catholic Library Association in 1998 Regina Medal, and the University of Southern Mississippi's in 1982 Silver Medallion. She has won over more than 35 state awards, and in 2000 she was named a living legend by the Library of Congress. Beverly Cleary is an international favorite, with her books being in over 20 countries and in 14 different languages. Beverly Cleary still lives today, and she is now 96 years old and lives in Carmel, California.